Howdy, it's Jim Arado, and this is late June 2024. We're in Marion, Illinois, and we're just driving up and down the street. So I thought I'd put a quick video up of literally just driving up and down the street in Marion and talk a little bit about our recent trip to this neck of the woods. Buddy and I took an extended weekend. We drove down to Hopkinsville, Kentucky, Union City, Tennessee. We went to New Madrid, Missouri, and ultimately ended up in Marion, Illinois, just because there's lots and lots of history in these areas, and I like these areas. I especially like Southern Illinois. What a great area for history, especially if you're into weird stuff, ghost cryptids, that sort of thing. And this area has it, and it also has lots of other stuff. We ended up going to see the Thrillville Thrillbillies. Man, that's hard to say. While we were here, and I'll put up some other videos about that stuff, including the Thrillville Thrillbillies. But yeah, I like this area. I've been coming to this area for years. In fact, my dad passed away a few years ago, and before he passed away, he and I would come down here quite a bit. And one of my favorite stories is he and I went to the Carterville. They have a little heritage museum in Carterville. It's very small, nice little museum dedicated to local history, information about the local high school, that kind of thing. Very, very cool museum. I need to get back there sometime soon. But I started talking to the lady running the place, and I always ask, anything weird happen here? Ghosts, UFOs, true crime, anything strange. And she told me about the Heron Massacre. She told me about the Heron Massacre, 1922. Coal miners, Union guys murdered some scabs. In a nutshell, that's how it went down. Nobody was ever prosecuted, or nobody was ever found guilty, I guess you'd say, for that situation. I'd never heard about that before, and then over the next several months, I went down that rabbit hole, reading whatever I could about the Heron Massacre. And this area, to me, I just on this trip I picked up a book on the Big Muddy Monster in Southern Illinois. So there's a lot of good weird history if you're into that sort of thing, and I am. And of course, Southern Illinois has Cave-in Rock, and that's another one that's fun to read about and to go visit. It's fun reading up on something like Cave-in Rock and then actually going and seeing it. On this particular visit, we stopped by the Giant City State Park, and that's something I'm going to have to look into more. Oh, and I'm sorry, not to get off track. We saw the Thrillbillies play at, I believe it's now Mountain Dew Park, and during the 2010s, I went to several Southern Illinois Miners games at the same park, but then I think it was Rent One Ballpark. And I took a lot of pictures back then, so I have put together a little video kind of comparing, kind of a then and now kind of thing. But man, Marion is very lucky to have that ballpark and to have that caliber of baseball. The Thrillbillies are kind of high-level college type baseball, and I liked what they were doing. Very, very fun. And the players, when you're at that level, players will often thank you if you ask them for an autograph. They're much more humble, and to me, the play is exciting. You've got guys that are willing to take more of a chance. There's going to be more errors. The games are going to be more exciting, and it's not going to be quite as slick and polished, and sometimes as boring as a major league game. It's cool to watch a no-hitter or a one-hitter, but the games are kind of boring if you don't have some action with the bats. Anyway, I wanted to say I'm glad that they've got the Thrillbillies, and that's a great park. That's a very relaxing park to go to, and I'm going to have to make sure I keep getting there at least a time or two each year. And of course, with Marion, Carbondale, some of these areas, I think of them as kind of rural. They're still big college towns, or I guess it's kind of a big collegey area, but it still has a very laid back rural feel to it. I don't feel like I'm in a big crazy major city. I don't even feel like I'm near a big major college when I'm driving around these parts. Anyway, I like Marion a lot. I like Southern Illinois, and it's definitely an area I want to get to more often. Do you live in Marion? If you're from Marion, let me know what I need to make sure I check out next time I'm in Marion. But yeah, I'd love to hear from some locals and see what they think and what they know about Marion and what to do in Marion.